in these pots I have some trees, and I didn't want to commit to putting these trees in the ground because they were just so poor specimens that I got for a very little money from the Arbor Day Foundation. They do send out trees, but they just, I don't know, they seem to be a little bit weak. And they are trees that grow well in very damp soil. Very damp soil. So I forgot the name of this one, so I have to look it up. But it's from the Arbor Day Foundation. I bought, I think, like a couple trees, 5 trees from them to put in pots to see, because I was just kind of thinking of this idea of maybe having some pretty trees in pots for vertical growth. This is a deodar cedar. I don't know how well it's going to do here, but it's supposed to be a magnificent Himalayan type of cedar. So we'll see if this little tiny thing grows up and looks nice. Oh, it grows big. It's like maybe...
Why don't we find it in our neighbor's yard?
But it's in a pot because, like I said, it would be nice to have a big cedar tree right here in the, kind of like right where those chairs are. Or following us is our new additions. We have Julia, the Roman goose. We have her besties, Boo, Peekaboo, the Pekin duck. And hey, don't eat my persimmon tree. And Coco, the runner duck. Okay. So this one is a nice Stark Brothers Saijo Asian persimmon. Now it's kind of like heart-shaped big persimmon, the kind that is very bitter until it's super ripe. It's not one of those persimmons that is sweet when it's hard. So we have 2 of the big heart-shaped, the kind of pointed-ended, round persimmon fruit trees. So this is the first of 2. Right here we have our little grove of pawpaw trees. A couple of years ago, I got totally obsessed with pawpaws and finding pawpaws. So some of these are the late blooms of the pawpaw tree. And when they become fertilized, and these are all not related trees, they're all individual trees that we purchased so that they can pollinate one another. They will grow like these little banana-like clusters inside, and then each of those clusters will expand into a big mango-shaped, mango-like fruit. So, so these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the pawpaw trees we have left. We did lose a couple pawpaws, they didn't make it, but this is certainly more than enough trees for this area. So all of them are mature except for this little one, and they're all producing flowers this year. And the flowers are said to smell like rotting meat to attract flies, but I've smelled them before. But I don't. Maybe it's because it's after the rain, but every time I've smelled a pawpaw flower, I've never smelled that. I've only smelled something pleasant, and they're really beautiful. They have rows of 3 petals, 2 rows of 3 petals, and they are a brownish red, and they are so beautiful. So I'm not sure where this bad smell idea comes from, but I think they smell fine. They don't smell like anything too strong. This is our plum tree. It's a red elephant heart plum. It's a red type of plum with a red flesh. I don't like plums that have yellow flesh as my first choice. And this is not the best area. It gets kind of wet back here, so it's gotten these little cankers that we've cut off. over the years, but it's doing okay. It survived, and we have some nice plums this year. And you could see some of them already starting to expand. Right here, there's one, and here's a couple right here. And like I said, these are the red plums with the red flesh on the inside. So this plum tree is maybe 8 years old, so it's pretty old. We've been here for about 10 years, so it's been here for almost as long as we have. The rest of the trees here in the back are mostly persimmon trees and Asian pear trees, and 2 European pears. We love pears. From what I read, pears will do fine in rather damp soil compared to stone fruits like plums. And putting the plum here was a mistake, but then our plum tree is too big to move, so it's there. But this is a moon glow pear. It's always done great. So one year we had so many moon glow pears. I've never quite gotten that beautiful orangey red blush that is in the photos of the pears, but it's mostly green like a regular Bartlett pear. But I gave them so many of them away to the teachers at our school. Like, I literally had a wheelbarrow of them because there were so many one year. Because we didn't really prune very much. But this year I pruned it, but still we have a good amount of pears for us. This is a little Seckel pear, and supposedly the first Seckel pear was brought over by German immigrants to Pennsylvania, so that's why I grew this. It's a little dessert pear. It's very sweet and it's small, and I wanted to get this because it was something that was kind of, well known to have been brought over to Pennsylvania. So that's really a good pear. Doesn't have any problems with bugs. Oh, the other thing is pears don't really have issues with bugs. This is a pear. This is the first year producing. It really struggled last year with fungus. It's the only one that really had an issue with fungus, and this year it is looking a little bit better, recovering. We'll keep our eye on it and try to, use fungicide on it this year. But normally we don't really spray too much, but we've been talking about doing more spraying just so that we don't, lose all our fruit. So my husband did spray 7 of the first course of 7 here. We're not planning on spraying every 2 weeks, we're just not like that. We don't have that much. We're not very dedicated to spraying, but we do plan on spraying a little bit more than previous years to keep the fruit production up a little bit. So this is supposed to be a Asian pear that is called the Yali pear. This is faded, but it's not a Yali pear. It actually just seems to be kind of a wild Asian pear. That's what I think it is, but I think it's very juicy, it's very good. Last year we had some problems with the fruit cracking because of inconsistent watering, which is something else that I'm not very good at doing. I'm a very lazy gardener, and I'm usually too tired to do watering. I just let Mother Nature water, and you know what? I feel like she provides. This has been taken care of by my husband. The garden has been taken care of more and more by my husband in the last couple of years. This is boysenberry. It's an extremely aggressive berry plant. Hello, Julia. And there was some Ann yellow raspberries here, but they've died down. I think they're in there, but the boysenberry is, like I said, an extremely aggressive, very, very happy plant over here. These tutors were built by my husband, Peter, and he's built almost every structure in this garden and bed in this garden, including this little bench here. So this is a Korean Olympic pear here. This has done really well, but I'm not impressed. I feel like the flesh is very grainy. It's hard, and the skin is very tough. Maybe that's good with the bugs, but it doesn't, it's not as thin and juicy as some of the other Asian pears, but you know, it's a Korean pear. We have two other Korean pears. We're Korean. So I kind of put that in because of, you know, they're very large pears, but also because of kind of like that pride that we have as Koreans. This is another bitter type of persimmon, and it looks like it's quite happy this year. Oh, I don't want to talk about that because I don't even know if that's alive. This little sad guy has been in a pot for so long. Finally, we got it into the ground and it may be dead. Oh, no, it's not. So maybe it'll spring back. This is actually a Russian pomegranate, and I wanted to really grow it for ornamental reasons because the blooms are so beautiful. So you can see the growth down here. It's not dead. So we'll see. Keep an eye out on that. I'm glad. I was going to remove it, but I guess not. Okay. Other stuff. Yeah. Oh. Hi, guys. Are you tired? So I was looking out the window when I was doing the laundry, and I saw all the older girl ducks, and they were just all relaxed, and they all had their faces buried in their backs. They looked like little shoes. They were sleeping. They were relaxed enough out here to be sleeping, and then all the white ducks were close to them, not next to them, but close to them, also sleeping kind of in a group. And then next to them were all the call ducks. They were just relaxing. Everyone was just relaxing in the middle of the yard. So happy.